Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. We are pleased to be joined by none other than the 2021 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series champion, Ben Rhodes, the driver of the 99 Toyota for Thor Sport Racing, of course, and also for the first time ever, Thor Sport Racing Owners Championship. That's pretty cool, too. Hey, how's it going, champ?
Yeah, you know what? I'm doing very well right now. People ask me the question. I'm like, what do you mean how I'm doing? I'm doing amazing. How are you?
Yeah. It's been an interesting few days for you. What has it been like to win a championship, and what's it been like? Because apparently you've been pretty excited. You've been celebrating a lot lately too.
Yeah, we've been having fun. So this was the first time that I saw the crew was last night since the race. So they all flew out. I mean, like it would happen fast. The night of the race, they went to tech. I was going to do all kinds of stuff. I was doing my media thing while they were probably leaving to go head to the airport. I mean, even if they wanted to stay in Phoenix, they couldn't. So there's no hotels in Phoenix. It was the whole city was sold out. Yeah. So they flew back, and I'm just now getting to see them. So I think we celebrated at the track briefly. And then I celebrated with them last night. So that was kind of the two like culminations of kind of the season, which was, I don't know, just so cool. Like we have so many events scheduled now, like the whole off season, we're doing events every single week. And awesome. It's neat because you feel wanted and you're busy, and it makes the off season go by fast.
Okay, so you got, you mentioned this in several interviews that you did, not the post press conference, but that we'll get to that in a minute. You got Thor Sport, the Owners Championship. That was, and of course you said that meant more to you to get Duke and Rhonda, who have been in the sport, I think, since, I don't know, since
the dawn of time. The dawn of time.
Yes, yes. And they've never won an Owners Championship until now, and you got it. I mean, I know that they've had drivers like, Johnny and Matt and Grant and all them, but you were the one that got them the Owners Championship, the first one.
Kind of had to think about that for a minute, Casey, because I didn't really consider it like that, right? They've had a lot of really, really good drivers here. Here's the deal. I'm just proud to be like you walk in Thor Sport Racing, they got this wall that shows their huge, long, illustrious history. Like, they've been around a long time and had a lot of success. So to just be a small part of that, where we've got the Owners Championship, that makes me feel really special, knowing that I might have a place on the wall now, right? Like before, I wasn't sure. I don't think I had a place on the wall, but I feel like maybe I can have a place on the wall now. And that makes me feel really special because they've been doing it for a long time. Like you said, they've been around since the start of the Truck Series. And to race that long without having it, it became like the golden, like the thing that would not be, like you couldn't get it. It was unattainable. Yeah. And we knew like we were close, right? Like I was watching the owners' points more than the drivers' points, like coming into it. I was very concerned with it because I knew that was the most special thing to them. Yeah,
for sure. Your crew chief, Rich Lucius, of course, this is the first year working together. We'll talk about him doing a shoey later. What is it like to, and of course we had you and Rich on together early on in the year, but what was it like to work with him, and what did he bring to the 99 team?
Well, for him personally, his attitude's amazing. His attitude and his demeanor is huge. That says a lot about a leader, right? He's leading this team, so people have got to like him. They want to work for him. They want to work harder because of him. And he's got all of those qualities that kind of inspire people to bring the best of themselves to the organization. So I'm number one, really happy about that he's such a good person. And then number two, for me, our personalities mesh well. He's calm, so it makes me calm, which is a good thing because usually I'm on the chip, like over the top. So I'm happy about that. And then the third, we were friends before coming into this. We're even more friends now. But the fact remains that he's a good crew chief. He makes fast trucks. So going to these race weekends, it's allowed me to have a lot of trust in him. And starting out the beginning of the year, I had not a clue what to expect. And then boom, he busts out with two amazing trucks. We win the first two races, and I'm like, I like you.
Yeah. And then of course, who inspired him to do the shoey?
was me.
What was that like? Like, of course, did you watch? I mean, I know you mentioned this. I know you watched Formula One, but of course with the Ricardo thing. But what?
Yeah. So
Going in-
that kind of came about. So leading into Martinsville,
Yeah.
we're feeling pretty decent now. And I said, look, we were just making jokes. It was the end of the day.
Yeah.
It was late. The sun was down. We're in the shop. We're getting the truck ready for Martinsville. And we're just kind of being a little goofy. And I say, you know what? Let's make some bets. If we win the championship, you have to do a shoey with my race shoe. And I'm not talking about a shoe in the holler. I'm talking about the one I just raced in. And he said, sure. I was like, you ain't gonna do it. He's like, yeah, sure, absolutely. And we bet nothing in return. I think it was so outrageous of a bet as far as doing the shoe that he thought I would forget about it or whatever. And I did forget about it. Our engineer was there. He witnessed it.
Yeah.
And he was the one that said, you've got to do a shoey. And the second that he reminded me, I wasn't going to let it go. He had to do the shoey.
Yeah, that was one of the best parts of the night. Besides the press conference, what's the weirdest thing that you've been a part of? I mean, I know you were. I know you had some. We had
fun.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you did. Did you? And a lot of your good friend buds. I'm sure you had a lot of those. What was that? I know you get a lot of it. How many times has someone talked to you about that?
More than anything about the race, actually. The pass on Zane, the race itself, I've talked about none. We've talked all about the press conference when we talked about the shoey and all the shenanigans that happened afterwards, which is funny to me because I don't remember a lot of that stuff. I remember the race very well because I was 100% focused. I get out and everything that happened afterwards was just 100% natural. Like it's how we are. We try to be fun and, be nice to be around, I guess.
Ain't happening, Mama Jamma. Goodbye.
What can I say?
I mean, yeah. So what? Talk about what the off season's going to be like. I know you're going to have a lot. I know you've been doing a lot of these interviews and stuff, and I know that you're going to be. I know you're in Sandusky right now doing a lot of stuff, and I need to get down. I need to get down there next year. I mean, Mid Ohio is the truck race, so maybe I don't know. Maybe someone can take me around. Maybe Len can organize.
Absolutely.
So what's it going to be like the off season? I know you're going to be doing a lot of events and stuff, but overall, what is the plan for the off season?
Yeah, I really, here's the funny part. I had some personal stuff planned that I wanted to do. I wanted to go take some kiteboarding lessons. I wanted to kind of get into that sport a little bit over the off season before it got too close to the start of the new season. Because, God forbid if anything happened, I would have time to heal or whatever. As a racer, I'm always 100% focused on racing. And I never do anything that has any risk at all to it outside of racing because let's face it, I want to win a championship. That's my sole goal in life right now is to win another championship and to win a bunch of races. Yeah. So to do something stupid off the track or get hurt because you were trying to have some fun isn't very smart. So the only time I get to really do that, to maybe try to hit some of these bucket list items of maybe try to go do some kiteboarding or do anything that gives excitement to life outside of the sport would be right after the season ends. So I'm going to try to do some of that, but we've got a lot of events scheduled now. So I've got to figure that part out. We have some parades planned. There's open house planned. There's some events down south in Nashville at the farm. There's the championship week planned. I think we're doing a commercial shoot now of some sort. There's a lot going on. So it's going to go by quick.
It is. Did you finally get a bourbon?
Yes. Well, I had to go home. I went back to Kentucky, land of the bourbon. Yeah. And we've got plenty there. So I got a bourbon when I got back to Kentucky. Had a little bit with my family, which was cool. So I've got all these different support groups in my life. I had the support group of my pit crew, which I had a great time with at the track. Yeah. Then I had a kind of my support group at home with my family. We went home, we kind of had a nice dinner, had an old fashioned that I was wanting. And then came here to Sandusky, and I got to spend some time with the team. So we've been doing a celebratory tour. I think this is the most I've ever put my hair down in my life. I'm usually Mr. Collar buttoned up, and this is I don't know. It's special, so I'm trying to enjoy it because I know it's special. And here's the thing: I don't know when this could ever happen again, so I'm making the absolute most of it. And but I hope nobody mistakes that for lack of focus, because right now I mean, we're. I think we've got a really good balance of how to have fun and stay focused. Like
I can see
we
that.
got a good balance of
I
that.
mean, it paid off too. So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
So I know that the off season's coming up and getting ready for next season is something else there. I know that obviously you said that you're probably going to be back. I mean, the Thor Sport is not unless Duke. I think that someone said unless Duke and Rhonda told you to pack up and go, you're going to probably stay for a little bit.
Yeah, basically, I want to race for Thor Sport, and if for some whatever reason, if they say, hey, we don't have a spot this year or whatever it is, if that's the only reason I would leave Thor Sport, is if Duke and Rhonda said they're not racing anymore. So as long as they're racing, I want to be racing here.
All right, that sounds good. It's like
Yeah,
Thor Sport. It's like it's
yeah.
a really really good good organization, good race team, and now finally now a holder of an owners championship. So that's pretty good. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. All right, Ben Rhodes, your 2021 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series champion. Thank you so much for coming on. Enjoy the championship, and we hope to see you next year in Daytona.
Sounds good to me. Thank you.